Welcome
Why
on
is it
the
so
show.
short?
What was it?
The song is very short.
Oh, we wanted more. It's about dancing. Hi everyone. Someone is happy. I mean, I'm quite happy to be here, and thank you all for tuning in and for watching. And yeah, with Temi.
Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, you make us to be here.
That's right. You make us. If they're not there,
Yeah,
we're
sure,
not
but-
here.
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
So-
They make us accountable, which is a good thing.
It's
I like
true.
that.
It's
like
true.
that.
I like the word accountable. You make us accountable because we know we gotta get up. It doesn't matter how cold it is. You gotta get a shower. If you do shower,
You have to be here. 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You've gotta, log
Yeah.
in. And today in particular, we're together. I like
I
that.
know. We're together, so you get two
Yeah.
for the price of one today.
Yeah.
It's always good when we're able to come together.
I like it. I really
Me-
like
oh,
it. Yeah, it's always
okay.
been good to be together.
Yeah, now that there's no COVID, we really should be doing things together more than. I know Heidi's been challenging us. I miss you. I want to see you. How come you're far away? Heidi, we're here and you're not here today. How about that? But we miss you, gorgeous. Don't we miss
for
our
sure.
pocket rocket Heidi?
Our controversial
I know,
Heidi.
oh
She
my.
always is a controversial anchor.
Yeah.
But she makes so much sense. The way she just brings it home.
Yeah, I know. She does. Heidi, she's crazy.
She just brings she goes and fetch it from I don't know where, but she can bring that statement home. And you're like, also, this is what you actually wanted to say.
I know.
She just has a beautiful way of bringing it
She
home.
lets you, she aligns it very properly.
Yeah, she does.
We miss you, Heidi. But my week has been excellent, actually. I ran around a little bit today,
Mhm.
but that's okay. That's okay. Yesterday was very good because I was hanging out with two of my friends, which one of them is here.
I had a sleepover.
Oh my gosh. Sleepover. We didn't even sleep today. Actually. We didn't sleep till what? 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
2 a.m.
That was nice.
That was a good.
Yeah.
That was a good night. That was a good night. And in the day, during the day, I caught up with my, my other friend as well. Took me for lunch, got me some skincare, and all sort of things. So it was amazing. So yesterday, for a long, long time, yesterday was the day that I really, really relaxed and wasn't thinking about anything at all. So I'm grateful to God for that opportunity. I feel how good it is not to think about nothing for once. So really grateful.
Yeah.
And you two had a big day today, then?
I had a big day today. We had a visit with the Women's Federation for World Peace. And the UPF, we really had a big event, visitors from Japan. So, yeah, we had, I think, about 60 people in the room.
Wow.
And yours truly was the MC.
Oh, was it? Yay. That's a good one.
Yeah.
For Japan cruise and all that.
Yeah. And then,
Fantastic.
all the leadership from Women's Fed and UPF. Then we separated, the Women's Fed people went to a breakaway,
And the
men on the other side, had a catch up in terms of Oceania, what's next, and so all those program activities, etc.
Wow.
etc.
Those are international activities.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good one.
So,
How you're going?
It was really good.
I can imagine.
I
know.
Really good.
I know they do amazing.
Yeah.
And Anne and John Bellevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing wonderfully well. And these people, they've been serving the community for so many years,
Yeah.
and they're not tired. You won't be tired. We're praying for you because we need people like you to do what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Not many people can do
Absolutely.
it. But yeah, it's been fantastic. But this week, though, we've got a topic that we think, you'll never ever run out of sharing,
Mhm.
because people go, people come. People continue to come and people continue to go. So we thought, uh, we've discussed about this before, about life and lessons of new migrants to Australia. We've got some guests on the show that came to tell us about their experiences as well, previously. It's okay. Previously, but today we want to dig in and actually share our own experience as well, which we're gonna have time to discuss with you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so please sit tight if you're intending coming to Australia, if you're in Australia. In fact, even if you've been here a long time, you're still gonna benefit, because even after so many years, I'm still learning few things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm surprised. In fact, yesterday I learned few things. I'm like, really? Seriously, this happens? Because sometimes you don't know more than what you know. But we're going to go on a quick break, and we're going to be back to talk about migration to Australia. We'll be back. Welcome back on the show. We've been holulating. Holulate.
Music is so good, It just brings that African out of me, and I just can't help it. Go.
I know. Of course, you can see that we're having fun. But this topic today, Liz, you want us to tear it apart and put some spices on it. And also, I actually want to say, if people have experienced things in Australia, can you share your funny moments or learning moments on, or what else did they say? This is gone off, Liz. Doesn't matter. It's good. It's good. Or your wow moment, really. Please share it with us.
Something new, something blue, something awkward.
Yeah, something awkward. Yeah, true. Yeah, share it with us. I really am interested in that. Really, I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
But yesterday,
yesterday
yesterday I was gonna say I learned something. I don't know which way you're gonna go.
Oh no, maybe I was getting into migration. You go.
It's related. It's related to the topic today. I was with my friend, and then she came from the other side of the city.
Yeah.
She came in a train, and she told me that in the train, she said, train is like you're in the plane. Have you entered those sort of plane before?
I haven't been in the train for a while.
There you go.
I really haven't been there for a while.
There you go. That's what she said. She said train is the aeroplane that there's a table you can flip over.
Oh.
And have your cup of tea. It's like, she said, I'm like, seriously, when we came,
I haven't been in the train for a while.
I think it's called the V line.
Oh, the V line, yeah.
Yeah, the V lines. But she's going from the city to like Dandenong or something.
Okay.
Oh, that's where she was going, and she said the train was amazing. And we parted last night actually about what time? About 8 o'clock, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, in the evening. And she was going in the train at that time, and she was fine. So I'm like, really? I didn't know that. When we came, train wasn't as wonderful as it's.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. So V line is what V line. Yeah. Let's talk about V. That's my new experience yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for leading us into the V line.
Right.
I did get on the V line once.
Okay.
And it was a beautiful ride.
Really?
Yeah. It's nice and soft, and Yeah,
Ah,
you don't really feel like you are on the train like on the other ones.
okay.
Yeah. There's a slight difference between the B
Really?
lane and the
And
metro train.
okay, yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
metro train. I mean, coming from Nigeria, our train is called Okodogo in Lagos. It's like you are in so train is really not attractive. I mean, I was told that there's a train line now that they've got new train. Who knows? I don't know in
Uh,
Nigeria, but in the past, train is nothing fancy. Nobody wants to go in the train. But my friend was in this suit and she was all gaddy. She was, I mean, and she goes, "I'm going to like exclusive." What in the train? So yesterday I thought I'm gonna go get my card, my what do we call
Mikey?
Mikey card
Yes.
now. I'll start going in train. Because listen, I parked in the city yesterday and I almost cried to have paid so much money that I paid, But
Is
I
that
could
for parking?
for parking. It
Wow.
was because we were there for the like whole day.
Mm-hmm.
And so by the time and I needed to park my car, I was
Yeah,
running late. And if you park in the street, it's like 2 hours or 15
that's
minutes
right.
or 30 minutes. So I parked and I paid so much money, but I thought, nobody wants to hear that you're driving this car and you're crying over car park. So I consoled myself then. Like, yeah, let's just pretend that we
Yeah,
have the money. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I did.
Anyway, they say that's the price tag for friendship.
That's
I mean,
all
so you
true.
had a good time,
I don't
and
know.
that covers everything really. There's
She's
no price for
no
it.
no no price,
Yeah,
actually, no
yeah,
price. She came and in fact it was such an amazing, and
yeah.
she's like, "How often do you think you should do this? Please, I'm ready for this." I mean, she was at the time we've been wanting to do this, and she was doing her PhD, so she completed the PhD.
Yeah,
So she now said, "I'm finished now, I'm ready, let's do it."
yeah.
4 weekly, so we booked our time for next time.
Oh,
You
okay.
must come over because this girl is
Okay, good. Yeah,
yeah.
I'll take note of that.
Yes, please.
I'll
So
take note
yeah,
of
it would
that.
be so good. Yeah.
We are talking about the do's and don'ts and
Mm.
where to and how to for new migrants to
Yeah.
Australia. It's really not as you expect
Mm.
in both ways. You may have an expectation that is a little bit beyond
Mm-hmm.
what Australia can deliver, or you
Yeah.
can have an expectation that is a bit below what
Below.
Australia can deliver.
Fantastic.
And also in terms of the different opportunities and the services that are there,
Mm.
we just want to share our experience in
Yeah.
terms of that, and maybe also just drop a few nuggets for people
Mm.
who want to make this their go-to,
Mm.
just for a quick, what can I do, what can I pack,
Yeah.
what should I leave behind, that kind of a thing. And maybe eventually the rest you can just contact us and maybe ask, or you can Google something and just ask, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But just for you to have a stepping point
Yeah.
or an entry point in
Yeah.
terms of, yes, I'm on my way to Australia,
Yeah.
what's next,
Yes.
and that kind of a thing. And we're talking to people who've already gotten their visas and kind of things, because that's not the angle that we are taking. We're
Mm.
talking about people who are ready to come
Come
into
in.
the
Yeah.
country. That's correct.
Yes.
So you have a rich experience. Tell
Right.
me.
Um.
Oh my goodness.
Mhm.
But it's a beautiful learning.
Yeah.
Just listening to your story in terms of your arrival in this country
Yeah.
and your early years in this country. It provides for a rich experience.
Yeah.
So many people come here with children that
Yeah.
are small.
Yeah.
And where we come from,
Mm.
you can have a lady who's supporting you in the house. You can have the other one who just cooks.
Yeah.
And you can have, if you have 3 kids, you can have a lady for each of your 3
Yeah.
children. And you can have somebody who also helps you outside in the garden.
Mhm.
And there's so much
We do.
help and support
Indeed.
that we get from our community where we come from.
Mm.
What was striking for me when I came over here is to realize that I have to do all these things almost by myself.
Yeah. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
And that alone was
Yeah.
a cultural shock.
Hmm. Yeah.
How did you do it?
Oh my gosh. I was trying to start light, but you started heavy. How did I do it? It was funny.
Mhm.
It was crazy. In fact, I didn't even get it. Talk about you had to do everything.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. Coming from Nigeria, I had a departmental store. I had my people looking after the store,
yeah.
as stores, I should say. I have the people at home. We had the driver. We had the gateman. I don't even, everything. I can park my car and say, "Can you park it properly?" And just drop my key
Oh.
and walk off. And then we had to do everything here. What that? I mean, before we came here, I started to have a feelings because my husband will ring me and said, "Oh, have you sold the car? Have you sold? Just make sure you bring as much money as possible. Bring all the money. Get this from the company. Get this from the office." Seriously, we're in abroad.
Oh.
Aren't you in abroad? I have to bring all this money. And I was sensing something. And my uncle told me, one of my uncles told me that
Yeah.
you should not go now. Let him go. Just let him be there. And other family members are like, "You can't leave your husband. What are you doing in Nigeria?
Yeah.
You need to go." And it was just a very, very tough time. And came, oh my gosh. I saw my husband first. The car he was using, I think we probably bought the car for, did did he buy the car or did they anyway, there was a car that they were using between two families. I think it was 2,000 or something,
Oh
or
my God.
4,000.
Talk about your first car, but what I'm laughing. I don't want to talk about my own.
Oh my God.
Living
My
here.
car, this car, we were four of us. I think only my husband could drive
Mm.
at the time. Anyway, what we did was, they were two families, right? We were staying together. I mean, we stayed for a month together,
Yeah.
or less than a month. And so I will drop the boys at the train station at the time
Yeah.
in the morning. They go by train, and I'll bring the car home. I take my kids to school. I'll do all the work and I'll pick them up. My husband is coming.
Yeah.
This is a director. These two guys they were both solid guys back in
Yeah.
Nigeria. And now I'm dropping them. They're doing like this cold and
Yeah.
funny looking people. It was bad. And that experience, and also what they were wearing when I came, my gosh, I want to run back. They were wearing
Wow.
they were wearing stuff that I didn't even know how they look. Maybe they were getting them from reject shop or whatever. They didn't look good. Like, these guys were managing directors of big companies back home. These were big guys. And you were dressing up. So the dressing was a shock to me.
Yeah.
And the house we were living, I mean, we lived there for a month, like I said. It was a tiny little house.
Mm.
I mean, I'm coming from my house in Lagos. It was like top notch, really, like serious duplex with all flowers all around, beautiful. It's still beautiful to today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And living in that little ghetto that we were living in, but I quickly assumed the position that I was. I remember I was going to look for a house and I entered a taxi, and the taxi guy took me to a place closer to where your office is now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the guy was telling me that, I told the guy, "Can you wait? I will quickly look at the house and then you can take me back because I'm about time. This one is far. So if it's far, we take train."
Yeah.
So I took our taxi I took, and I said, "You can take me back so I can pick my kids from school."
Yeah.
So the taxi driver said to me, "When you see a house like this with burglary, don't go." And then
Wow.
and then he pointed me to some other houses around the place with burglary proof and then electrocuted wires. And then he said, "This area is dangerous, don't go." So I was shocked. I thought, in abroad we're free.
In Australia.
Yeah, nobody, no burglar, nobody boggles your house, no thief, no dangerous. And he says, yes, it was a bad situation.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't get the house. Then I rang my husband. We didn't get the house because he had to work, and that's one of the things. He had to work. I had to look after the kids. I could work initially. I could not work. I had to look because if you work, it's another story. But let me just stop. So that was the initial thing.
Yeah.
And my husband, I remember when my husband just said, there's a place called Centrelink where you come straight away, you have to go and register that you're in town.
Okay.
That's your first point of call. Whether you're a new migrant, whether you're a skilled migrant, whether you're a refugee, you need to go to
register yourself.
Register yourself for the country.
Okay.
Once you register with that place, Centrelink is like Social Security. What do they call it in England? I forgot what they call something house, but it's Centrelink. So then you're registered. Then they get you whatever, they give you all information that you might need if you qualify for it.
Yeah.
If you don't qualify, they tell you to go because your status in the country is not. So I went there, and that was a funny one. That was a funny one. I had a big story about that. It was such a funny story because they gave me little money. That I'm like, oh, they gave me money. And my friend that was here 2 months before I came, she was here 2 months. She said she went to the same place, they didn't give her money. So we went back and she said, that grammar that you spoke, you go back and tell them because you met me and they didn't give me money. But apparently they didn't give her money because she didn't have a kid.
Oh, okay.
She has not gotten children. Yeah. But the second time she said, let's go. I said, I'm not going. Just in case they change their mind and said I should return that money. So I'm not going with you again. But anyways, because if you have children and you come as a skilled migrant, they will give you some stipend to look after your children. But they weigh it with your husband's income. So if your husband's income is not like overly huge, then you'll be qualified for something little.
Okay.
Yeah. So Centrelink is your first point of call, really. Yeah.
That's very, very good to know. Now let's speak to a family. Because of our time, I'll probably just skip my experience and come in there. Oh, you want me to say something?
I want you to talk about your experience. When you came first, did you go to Centrelink?
I see the way you look at me. No, I didn't go to Centrelink.
Okay. Because you came as a student.
I came as a student.
Oh, sweet. That's so sweet.
Yeah, that was beautiful actually. Lancaster was a nice small city.
Yes.
Almost 500,000 people. So I kind of felt at home.
Oh, you felt at home? Yeah. Because it's a beautiful country.
Yeah,
small water.
Yeah. And there was this lady who lived very, very close to the uni.
Yeah.
She's from Liberia, so the African students used to call her Mama. And I mean, we were probably not more than 6, really.
Okay.
So she used to cook, and you know how it is with those ladies who.
Mama,
keep something ready for the students.
Nice.
Yeah, we used to frequent her place. She wasn't locking it up,
So how did you identify Mama?
Mama, she was going to a church. As a matter of fact, we met at a shop, and she invited us to the church. So we went to church, and and then we learned that this is where she stays, and so the students.
Church is another place you need to go.
Church is a very good place.
It's a very good place, and if you're a Muslim, go to mosque. Yeah. If you're atheist, go to nowhere. But just go wherever you go. But let's go on a quick break, and then we go back into the topic. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back on the show. We're just trying to manipulate our
gadgets.
Our gadgets. That's what we're trying to do. But so church is another place to go. The other place that I know people go when they come to Australia is YMCA, like our people.
Okay.
My husband intended going to that YMCA. It's youth, a young migrant Christian, is it? What are they called?
Young.
Young Men's Christian Association.
Okay.
So young men, they look after the young men. Apparently, maybe there's a young woman too. But you got, and they said they don't discriminate whether you're a Christian or not, but it's built on Christian value, and they just help people. The other place you go is Salvation Army when you come to Australia. One of my friends was telling me that the husband came, somebody was going to pick him up at the airport, and the person ran away, disappeared.
Wow.
And it was cold. Again, it didn't come with some, because he thought they're just going to put me in the car, I'll be fine. So it was cold. Somebody directed him to go to Salvation Army, and they gave him all these jackets, suits, and everything, and they helped him why he discovered where he was going to go. So we brought them on the show before, remember? Alison.
Oh yeah. I remember.
We brought them on the show. So the Salvation Army is a good one, and they have shop outlets where they have clothes,
That's right,
accessories, and everything that they can just give to you, and they can support you even by networking you with people.
Yeah, and we've got the Migrant Resource Center,
Resource Center.
A very, very good resource.
Yeah.
For new migrants in the city. It doesn't matter which city you go to in Australia. Definitely make a date with the Migrant Resource Center.
They used to be big.
They should be big.
They used to be big.
Yeah, they should be big.
Yeah.
And you can definitely get what you're after. The other one is not that you are in an emergency situation, but Red Cross is good.
Red Cross is good.
Yeah, Red Cross. We know Red Cross for emergency.
Yeah. But they'll help you too.
Yeah. And sometimes it is an emergency.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that guy came to Australia. He didn't know anywhere. He didn't know anybody, and he was just there from the airport. He was stranded. So that was an emergency. I reckon.
Sometimes it is an emergency.
Yeah. Also, if you part of Rotary Club from your country, or somebody, Rotary Club can help you as well. They can help you and just network and link you up with some people, or Rotaract, whatever the case may be. So I wrote that down.
Yeah, so that's my experience in terms of entry. We had that lady who was cooking, and otherwise I was a student. It was really just good to be at the uni. Cultural shock, as a matter of fact, I was hoping to see a lot of Africans, but as I say, we
5 of you
really were a handful.
Yeah.
In my course, I think we were like 3.
Wow.
In my course, for the first year I was alone. The other 2 guys actually came in my second year. So we did a few courses together. So that was my experience. And then there were a few other Africans, not more than 6 really on the entire campus. Lots of Asians we had. So it was a bit of a cultural shock for me to come and see.
Where are my people?
I was looking for community. Community is not here.
Yeah.
The community. Yeah. And then after that I came over to Melbourne, and that's where the cultural shock really
that was a massive change from Los Angeles.
I must say that, the one thing that really stands out for me is I never felt black. As far as my consciousness goes.
Because you started from Adelaide.
Yeah,
from Los Angeles.
I really never felt black. Coming from Namibia. Of course, we were colonized. During the time that I was growing up. But I really didn't have that sense of
inferiority or something.
White, vividly, because the most of the colonialism was happening towards my parents. By the time that I was growing up, we were getting out of it.
That's true. That's true.
So there's a bit of that, but my experience wasn't that much that I can really tell how much of black I really was.
Yeah, me too.
With consciousness.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's when I came here
to Melbourne.
Yes, I realized I'm black.
Yeah. You're as black as it gets. You're as black as it gets.
Yeah. I became conscious of my.
Why is that? Is it because people touch your hair and they touch your color and they touch your skin?
Yeah, and the way people look at you and the way people stand up because you arrived.
Wow.
Yeah, there's those little nuances that are there, and actions that people take because you somehow in the area, and all that. It really
Interesting.
made me realize these things happen because wow, you know
Namibia is a very peaceful, pleasant. You guys are really maybe posh or
we're in
wherever. I
paradise.
know, but coming from Nigeria, I don't think many Nigerians will say the same thing, because I'm
Ah,
telling you, well, let me say with my experience, because I was at a time I start to work, go to school at the same
yeah.
time, and I've got 3 children under 5. So I don't know who sits or who stand.
Mm.
In fact, if you move, I will sit properly because I need to
Ah,
relax. So I didn't pick all those things. I was not
yeah.
sensitive enough to that. And a lot of time, even in school,
Yeah.
I mean, my kids were the only black in the school at the time. They
Wow.
were the only black, no black. And at a time, one old man was like 60 years, brought some kids, and that was it. But at the time, they were the only one. There wasn't many black in Werribee, by the way. The whole of
Wow.
this place, there were not. In fact, I think we were the first Nigerian in the whole of this suburb. I
Wow.
think we were. No, but we didn't see any Nigerian
You
here.
actually arrived, is it like 20 years ago?
20 plus years ago. We were the only Nigerian in this place, the whole of Wyndham. Yeah, no
Yeah,
Nigerian.
no, that
So,
explains it.
so we were the only one. But going back to the way we were doing then, we
Mm.
were like really edgy. We were, did I tell you how much traffic fines I get?
You told me.
One day I got traffic. I'm coming from Lagos, all right, and I drive like a truck driver. And now I come to Australia, they're telling me 40 kilometers an hour. In fact, I was talking to myself that it was an error. They made a mistake. No, in fact, I can walk
Yeah.
faster than that. There must be an error. So one day I got fine going. Same day I got fine coming back. 2 fines. How much did I go to work? What work? And that's why I start to review this work. I said they're not going to kill me in this country. Things
Yeah.
are easy anyway. You can get small potato and small chicken and you'll be fine to feed your family.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's my stress? I said I'm not going to stress too much. I'm tired. They
Yeah.
fined me to the extent that they refunded me money.
Are you
They
serious?
refunded me $500 in 2002. I'll never forget, because they overcharged $500. In because I was speeding, because I need to catch up with time and all that. It was very stressful, but and I just want to say I thank God that
Mm.
I'm still married. I thank God that I'm
Yeah.
still married, because
Yeah.
my husband was not buying it. He doesn't even get it. Like, let's go and do the gardening. He's like, what garden? We can't do garden. I said, no, can you see the white man there? They're doing their garden. Everybody is doing the garden. Can we do it? We said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm cold. I can't. Oh my gosh. So what are we? We will call the people, the gardeners, the white people to come and do sorry to use that word white, but our neighbors.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Our neighbors, whatever,
Yeah.
to come and do the garden, and they charge him money. So I'm like, how much did you have? We need to be very prudent with what we do. You know what I did? I just went and bought the lawnmower.
Yeah.
I was doing it myself.
Wow.
Yeah, I said I'm gonna do it. And one day I played trick on him. I told him that the neighbor next door was gonna call the police, that you're abusing me. He was sleeping. He jumped. I said, "Are you serious? Don't joke." I said, "This is not a joke. The neighbor is calling the police. Why are you sleeping and I'm doing garden?" He says, "But it's your problem. Why do you behave like you're the poorest person? Let's just pay this money to get them." But it was very hard. It was very hard because he was working 9 to 5, and then on Saturday he's tired. Sunday we go to church. So there's really not. I'm the one doing all these things. It was so much
And
work.
talking about marriages, Temi, can we say something to that? That there is really a need for understanding.
Oh man.
Because it's the situation on the ground is really different.
It is very different. It is very different. A lot of people, I'm sure, lost their marriages because of this foundation. If you come to this country and your foundation is not right, the house is going to fall. Sometimes all these things build up, but you don't know. Accumulation of what you've been doing to hurt me, you're not listening to me. both of you cannot be go-getter at the same time, especially when you're new. You cannot do it. The children will suffer. You will lose them to gangs. You will lose them to derailment. Your marriage will suffer. Your depression will set in because you'll be thinking, why did I come here? It's dangerous. So you need to have a very serious understanding and review what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, I'll go to work and run around. I told you I got fined one day, twice. Again, you go and work and then you pay childcare. Childcare, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You say you have subsidy, but the subsidy is maybe 30% subsidy, then you pay 70%. How much did you go to the end? So you're going to be very smart about find a family that maybe both of you have the same age bracket in terms of your children.
Yeah.
So maybe one can look after your children when you go to work, so you don't pay so much money on childcare. And also maybe you just have to do one day to give you sense, sanity or something like that. But you cannot both be working and say we want to build a house. Nobody's going to live in that house. I can assure you now. No one.
Okay, so when it comes to children, what would you suggest based on your experience? Say there's a family like yourselves, 3 kids, less than 5 years old, all 3 of them, and they've got visas, they are ready to go.
Yeah.
Would you say pack your bags and come all of them, or would you say let one of you first come and establish yourself, get a sense of the environment, and then you maybe bring the rest of the family? What would you say based on your experience?
That's what my husband did, actually. He came a couple of months before we came. But it depends. Sometimes they give you a visa and then they will say you have to enter the country before this time.
Okay.
So in that case, you might not be able to do it. But if your visa class is flexible and you could leave the children, and if you have good family member that you can trust, then I say leave them for a bit, get settled, understand how things work, and then you can bring your children. But if you want to bring the children also, you can, but you need to know that you might be working as a bank manager in your country, wherever you're coming from. When you come here, you might be dry cleaner. Okay, so one of my friends, when we came back to here, was a dry cleaner, and she was a good one. In fact, I want to start doing dry cleaning myself. So you need to know that you're going to change whatever you have in your brain, just wipe it off and start. You're going to start from the scratch, And also, one of the issues that we have when people bring children also is the issue of what activity they want to do. That activity can run you dry physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, everything. It can run you crazy. So you're going to really know what the kids' interests are. You really need to know, and then just cut it to that. Some of us, when we came, we were like in the competition. We still had Nigerian mentality coming, right?
Yeah.
Competition. You're gonna do ballet. You're gonna do dancing. You're gonna do swimming. You're gonna do basketball. This is what we were doing.
Yeah.
Tennis. One child is doing like as if we're like other country counterparts that does all that. Those Chinese, they might put their kids in ballet. They do ballet. They invest in it. They do, and the kids become the best.
Yeah.
So it's like jack of all trade, you're master of none, really. So be mindful of what sort of activity you want your child to be, and also make sure they're engaged in it. And also, as one of you, whoever is staying at home, because sometimes it's the wife that brings the husband to Australia, sometimes it's the husband, vice versa. So whoever has got the job, make sure the other one is also engaging with the kids by taking them out to the park, by doing activity yourself as well. Why you enroll them to one thing or so, and until the kids show the skills that they're really interested in it and they invested. I remember I would take my kids to tennis. The ball will be coming, they would do like this. I don't want to do this. I'm like, no, you're doing tennis. We're paying so much money. I'm coming from night shift. I haven't even slept. I'm taking you to tennis or basketball because all of us, that's what we're all doing.
Yeah.
We're in abroad. Let us all do. Today, I don't know if they're doing anything. None. Well, Toby is doing karate now and he's doing soccer, and Tony likes our basketball. And I took Midi to do hairdressing. She did hairdressing. And she did sewing. I later realized that this is not working. It's a waste of my money. Is there any tailor here? My daughter want to learn. I put her in all practical. She did nails. She learned how to do nails. I put her in there, and it's just like once in a week. To make her creativity brain active. And and today she's doing where she does wigs. She's very creative. And she's got her machine. I tried, but don't go basketball, tennis, swimming, all these things. You're going to run dry. And then sometimes the other partner, maybe the wife or husband, will say, "Oh, can we reduce this?" And then the other one will be fighting and say, "Don't reduce it. They need to do game." What games? So be very, very careful what activity you engage in.
Okay.
We're going to go on a quick break.
I think we should.
We'll go on a quick break. We'll be back. Welcome back on the show. We're still talking about new migrants. You're intending to come, or you just come, or even if you're long here, because it doesn't mean that you're long here that you know what is happening.
Yeah.
Like only yesterday I learned that the V line is it's a 5-star train. I didn't even know that. So hope you're going to be benefited from the topic that we're sharing today. And like we said, if you have anything, put a comment there.
Yeah.
Let us know what's your experience. Did you put your children each in 5 activities, and are you successful? In every area? Let us know how you did it, because we want to learn.
I want to say, Temi, if somebody wants to come to this country, personally, I will say, make sure you got a job
before you come.
That's
a good one.
Yeah, make sure you got a job before you come, so that you are sorted in terms of at least your financial situation, and your entry is secured financially, economically, because there is a cultural shock that comes together with job search, and how the recruitment process is systematically racist. Let's put it out there.
Yeah, true. With your name. Can't be Temi Ajayi, you got no job. You have to be,
And I must admit, there's a lot of advocacy that's going into that situation.
That's true.
And there's change happening. However, yes, the system is systematically.
Yeah, it is true.
Racist.
Yeah.
So you may not get. Look, if you are, what
entrepreneur.
If you're an entrepreneur, or let's say you're a finance management or manager, and you just migrated here and you're looking for a job in the finance sector, let me just put it out there, that you won't get it. You will have to start from scratch. That's like you were saying, forget
whatever you are or you were.
Forget about the empire that you have built up, because here you need to really start a different empire, according to the regulations and the requirements from this country. Yes, it's good for you to recognize and acknowledge what you have built up in the past, but as of here, just to save you the cultural shock.
That's right.
It's better you forget about that, and start researching while you are back home, what you can come and do. That is, if you really don't have a job, so that you come informed. Because if you're not informed, you're definitely gonna come and have a cultural shock. And it can lead to depression.
So much.
A
lot of
it
times.
really can lead to depression, and it's not easy to get out of there, particularly if also you are not connected to a community.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there. You want to say something with regards to work?
I want to say something with
Yeah.
that to what, like you already said it. Like if you're coming, just be ready that you're going to do anything. I have a friend of ours that just came from England. The wife got a job and they came here. This guy, he's got 2 masters, PhD, everything. But you know what he did? He's the one taking the kids to school, bring them from school, cooking for, because the wife has got a job. That's why she's here, skilled. And then the husband said, don't worry, I'll look after the kids. But you know what he did? He went to the gym around their house and told the gym people, is anyone cleaning the garden? Literally, in this point, cook. Is anyone cleaning the swimming pool? I will clean the cafe. And so when they were doing it, when he was doing it, the girl is like, okay, no, what else can you do? And the guy said, oh, I can do IT. He had PhD in IT. And he says, so everybody that comes to gym, I can do the pie chart and bar chart and the and then he says, can I show you? And he starts to show this girl. And he says, but I'm happy to do anything, clean the dishes, whatever. And the girl is like, wow, you are so good. My father is an engineer and my father has been looking for someone. That's how he got a job. He went there. He didn't say, he was a big guy in England. But because he's lived in abroad for so long, so he knows that it doesn't matter. I just need to support my wife and I need to put food on the table. He didn't even do this for more than 1 month. Now he's sorted. 1 month he's sorted in this country. It's good. Sometimes people also are fortunate. There's a guy that came like barely 2 weeks and I saw him and I connected him with a friend of mine and he got a job. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So I will say is also connect with the right people. Find an association. We have Nigerian Society of Victoria. They will help you. Association of Namibia, wherever you're from. Also try and find if you got an association and find the people that they will help you as well. So this guy, we've done a couple of people that have got jobs because now we're getting bigger in this country. A lot of our community already got their businesses. So now we can link these people and you can give them reference. That reference, they will use that to get job in an app.
And that's reference is very important.
It's very important because they don't give you a job if you don't have experience. And how are you going to get experience?
So in saying that, really, getting involved with the community is one of the most important things that you can do for yourselves.
True.
Find at least a church, or there's this new what is it, arrivals, lunches, and dinners and things that are online. Connect with these groups so that you can just get in there. If you go to the Salvation Army or the Migrant Resource Center, get those resources so that you can connect with these people, and through networking you are able to set yourself up. There are also the employment service providers.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
There's a lot of employment service providers, and that's also a go-to. Even while you are, abroad, you can connect with employment service providers, and they can already, set you up in their systems. And when you arrive, it's a quick and easy access for you to connect and see where that can take you. So
I was gonna say they also help you to write your resume, your CV.
It looks different, huh?
Oh my gosh. The CV is totally different. We can help you as well, really. I must say that if you're new and you need help, please contact me or contact us. We help. We got an organization that help people. I must say, I forgot to mention that. So we'll help you as well if you really do need that. So resume is different. Don't say I went to primary school in Agege, no one cares. You have to put things that are relevant to wherever. So you can have 5 resumes. If you want to work in the butchery, put something that you've worked with tailor it for that. And if somebody calls you for an accounting, change that one and put it to this. You can have 5, but there's a way format that you have to write it, which we have the template.
Oh, and the nightmare is the how do they call the requirements that you need to respond to? Every job role that you apply for has
the
got,
element, the
yeah,
key
key selection criteria.
selection criteria. You need to make sure that selection criteria you respond to that. Yes, don't go outside that, because like they will like, oh my gosh, I can't even get it.
And that is the one thing that distinguishes one resume from the other.
Yeah,
you cannot, there's no one size fits all.
Yeah, true.
When it comes to resumes in this country, every job you apply for has got its own resume and is responding to its own selection criteria.
That's right, specifically.
Just putting it out there.
Specifically, that's true.
So I think we probably have also helped the students, or should we say something to students?
Students, I think I don't know. I was gonna say carpooling.
Okay.
Carpooling, because sometimes trains are expensive and it's not subsidized for international students.
Okay.
That's one of the things.
That's very true.
That's one of the things that is so annoying, so annoying. And I remember when I came to this country, when I was at school, when I started studying, and I went on the train one day, and I was going to school at Melbourne Central in the city, Flinders Street. And I entered the train, I got to class, and they told me in class, they said, oh, we've got concession. So there's something called concession that they give you reduced rate for being a student. So I thought I'm a student like them, and they said they've got concessions. So in this time, I don't know if I said this before, the traffic wardens, they don't ask you for your card. I mean, the train officers, they just sell you the ticket. Then we don't have marking. We had tickets. Now you have card that you keep in your car. Okay. Then it's a paper marking card. And so you pay, and then you say concession. They say, okay, they give you concession. So instead of $10, you pay like $4. And I just went. And one day, the police officers, in the train, they're always in the train, every train. And unfortunately, they pull me over. And they said, they will call you and say, ma'am, can I see your ticket? Because some people enter the train, they don't have ticket.
That's
that? Yeah, exactly. And so they said, can I see your ticket? I was happily to give them my ticket. And they go, oh, concession. I said, yes. They said, why? I said, because I'm not working. They said, where's your concession card? I didn't have concession card. I said, no, I just told them I want concession. They sold it. And they said, no, you're fined. You'll find about $75 or something at the time. I'm like, are you kidding me? They said, yes, because you need to have a concession card. So it's either if your husband, you and your husband are not working, if your husband is so low income earner, or single parent, or whatever.
Disability.
Yeah, disability. But then they were finding, and I said, I quickly changed. I said, listen, I'm new. English, small. English, no big. No big. Fine, no fine. No fine, no fine. You know good. What are you doing? They said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I tried to say whatever I could say. They didn't allow me. They fined me. So I paid $75. So I don't know. The international student, or if you're a student, it's not fair the way they charge them. It's too much. How are you going to be able to afford that? It's too much. So that's it. So do maybe find carpool. You might see some people in your area that go to your uni. They can drop you, because if, at the end of the day, I start to take my car to the city, and then I help people as well. So
yeah, and also even in terms of accommodation, unless you stay at uni, there's different ways you can really, in share housing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, shared apartment at the campus. Sometimes they put it in the service in the student affairs office. They put it on the board. Somebody wants to share rooms.
Yeah,
so you don't need to flow far.
Cheaper, actually.
Exactly.
That's even cheaper than staying on campus.
Yes,
really.
That's true.
The shared accommodation option. So look into that, so that you can save wherever you can. Really, it helps.
I was going to talk about shopping as well.
Okay.
A lot of times they do sales. Yeah. Most of the shops do sales. And I know you're busy. Sometimes, like I'm guilty. I'm like, I'm too busy. I can't be bothered. I just go to Kohl's and buy it.
Yeah.
No, it's a waste of money. The same or even better quality you might get in places like Aldi. So what prudent and smart people do, I have a friend, she buy milk from Coast, she buys vegetables from Aldi, she buys detergent from Safeway or whatever. So very smart. You need to be able to study these things. You might say it's $10. If you have the money, so well, go ahead and just go to your Coast. But if you're trying to to be prudent and be economically wise, then this idea of find out which shop is I mean, go to Hout Boutique. I mean, not Hout Boutique, Hout Food if you want to eat African food.
Yeah.
And if you're that desperate, if you're hungry, we'll give you at the shop. Mention that you heard it on the show. But you need to not be able to afford it. Don't come here and say English small. Don't say that. But yeah, we can help.
Okay, and let's talk about single people. A single woman, a single man who comes to this country. It can be lonely at times.
Extremely so.
And that loneliness can drive you to depression.
Yeah.
I must admit that this country, and probably anywhere else, in the UK or US, wherever, there's the mental health rate is very high.
Gosh, yeah.
Because we're really going out of our way to make a living. It's not like back home in Africa where we really have a lot of support to put everything together in place and wherever it belongs. Here you've got all your 5 fingers in something so that you are able to put everything together. So it comes with a lot of mental health issues.
I know.
And against that background, if you are single,
like, I think important thing is a lot of singles, they come to our church. You will think they've been here a long time. So you really need to connect with the right people. Just remember that I kept on saying the right people. You will know, because the attitude on this behavior is like smoke. Over time, it will smoke. Not to fight or whatever, but find the right people and get connected. The other thing is, you said something at the start, your expectation, you might be too high, you might be too low. I think you need to come neutral. Don't come with any expectation. You're going to be extremely disappointed. When I came, I was looking at the traffic. I'm like, is that all the cars on the road? I'm coming from Lagos where there's bumper to bumper and cars everywhere. They were going slow and they were, I'm like,
and
what
the
is...
horn.
And there's no horn. Also, there was no light. That's one thing I saw from the airport when I was coming. There was no light, no street light. Like, what? Is this abroad? This is a joke. No street light. So I would say come with neutrality of heart. Don't expect anything. Also, if you're a party person, if you're coming from a place where it's funky, forget it. You need to now retrain yourself. Are you coming here for funky? In fact, don't come here. If you want to come for fun, or for fashion, or for
go to America.
Go to America. You come to Australia, you're going to be depressed in 1 week because nothing is happening as such. We might have disco twice a year. That's it. You're not getting more than that. So don't say it's happening. What's happening? All those things. We don't have that here. So just come. It depends on your focus. What do you really want to get while you're coming here? If you're coming for some significant reason, then it's fine. But if you want to come for fun or for fashion, you're going to be depressed. Our fashion is obsolete. But people still say we look good. We don't have any sense of fashion, nothing. Like we wear 20-year-old attire in this country. Everyone, we are all like...
what I did last week Saturday?
What?
For the first time.
Yes. First time. Oh my gosh. After so many years. Yes.
For the first time. I never thought I would do it. Two things I did.
Okay.
Over the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
I started going to work without makeup.
Oh.
I can't believe I did that.
Even I can't believe that. Because you are the mother. You are the matron of makeup. That's so nice.
Without makeup?
That's liberation. That's liberation.
The second thing I never ever thought I would do.
Wow, I like this. Never ever.
Saturday, I went to was it Woolies?
Yes.
With pajamas.
Oh my gosh! No way! No, no! You were talking to me about this. Guys, don't do that. Don't. I see people come to the shop in their pajamas. One thing I don't like also, people come with the leggings. The leggings, they're not for outing, ladies. Don't come to the shop with leggings. And this is what I'm saying. And this is a pattern now. People are coming to the shop with pajamas and they wear the shoe slippers to the shop. It's very common now. This is Australia. I mean, it's possible, but I wouldn't do that. Please, I don't be part of them. Don't do that. I don't want like that. But this is it. But
the thing is, I'm not saying it's the right thing I did, but when I was seeing people in these things, I'm like,
you see,
are you? What happened?
Oh
you know,
maybe I should do it one day. Maybe I would do it one day.
I would be standing at the shopping mall and I'm like,
I know.
Did somebody bring you here at gunpoint?
I know.
How do you get out of your house with
pajamas, and sometimes they come with a rope. They tie their. I've seen a lot. I mean, even like two couple of weeks ago, we were at the mall. We were doing the pop-up shop. We had a shop there, you know, House Boutique was there, and then I see people coming with their robes, house coats to the shop. So many people. I looked at them like, my gosh, both black, white, this, that. You know, this is Australia. This is what you get. So if people come here, a lot of people come here and they went back. They can't even stay. They're like, I'm not staying here. But like really, it's a good place to raise family.
Yeah.
One of the things I like about Australia is the simplicity.
Yeah.
Because I discovered that at a time in Nigeria before I came, I was getting tired because we were like, I mean, it's actually competition if you think about it. It's competition. Your friend does this, you have to do that. Party, this clothes, that clothes, everyday clothes. You know, I mean, Heidi was talking the other day. I said, I have got clothes. I've got some old clothes, all right? They're not all like, in fact, those clothes you think I've got, I can't wear them in Nigeria. They will laugh at me. They will truly laugh at me. I can't wear them anymore in Nigeria, but in Australia, it's still good.
Yeah.
But these ones were gathered over time. I just want to say, peace of mind. You know, it doesn't matter who you are. You can sit in the plane with your prime minister. The economy, everything is simple here. There's no hierarchy or whatever. Everybody is like hot puppy, you know, puppy syndrome, whatever. But so for me, I like that because I'm just at peace. I don't need to run against myself or go against somebody. If you like wear gold now, I don't care. You know, like you, I wear my robe to shop. Okay, so that's one thing. But I think we've touched quite a lot of I mean, this.
How much time do we have?
We ran out of time.
Oh, wow.
We ran out of time. But next time we're gonna get to the we're not there yet because there's a whole lot.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot we could still talk. So this topic, I won't be surprised we'll bring it back again at some stage.
Yeah.
But we're gonna have to leave you for now. And I hope that was interesting. There's more than I could have even shared about the kids. Oh my gosh, the kids. Let's leave it till next time. Shall we?
Yeah, sure. Let's leave it to next time. As you say, you know, we cannot exhaust this one. Really, there's a whole lot out there that we need to, inform each other with regards to, arriving in this country. The main thing that I want to emphasize, Temi, is networking. Network as much as you can. Connect with people who've been here before.
Right.
And ask the do's and don'ts. Right. Really, ask the how-tos. It doesn't cost anything, and you can only get the advice that you need,
and you won't go wrong. But we're gonna say goodbye for now, and then we see you same time, same place next week. Until then,
sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye.